So what I want to do with this video today is to give you, the viewer, whoever you are, however you identify as a human being, tools to instantly make you be more present in the moment, instantly make you more engaging to anyone that you might be talking to, instantly have you be more aware and attuned to your surroundings. So what it involves is being present inside the body. So there's a lot of people talk about grounding themselves and centering themselves. And I've often been in introductory workshops with people and asked, well, what does that mean for you exactly, to ground yourself? And there are varying ideas around that, and they tend to be kind of all over the place. But at the end of the day, what we're talking about is being really present in the body. So, if you think about where your attention is, where your energy is most of the day, whether you're alone or with other people, chances are very good that it's somewhere up here. And people will say that when I ask them, like, yeah, I'm usually up in my head, with the understanding then being that we're in our thoughts, right? And our thoughts are the concerns. We're thinking about what happened. We're thinking about what needs to happen. It's not usually in the here and now, right? It's a machinery operating that has us being kind of pulled out. If anything, well, we might say that we're in our heads, but more likely we're actually kind of outside, right? We're all this sort of like clouds, like rain, worried about something that is going to happen or has happened, right? Creating these kind of scenarios and being in the concerns. And the result of that is also that there's a few things. When we're with someone, people can tell it's not as engaging, right? There's often an energy that's kind of being projected out towards someone. Have you ever had that where someone's speaking to you, especially if it's someone trying to kind of pitch you on something? Like the physical body might even be leaning towards creeping into your space. So consider that, when you're in the head bubble, that's what's happening as well. You're kind of creeping into somebody else's space. So when I point that out, the antidote for some people would be like, well, in my heart space then, I want to be in my heart, which is better. But I'm going to propose something a little bit different, is to drop down even further into the space of the pelvis. So again, no matter who you are, how you identify, the real presence and the magic is being grounded in this spot, deep in the pelvis, kind of centered in there. And you might need to play around with what the center is for you. It might be about 2 inches below the belly button, about 3 inches below. And the idea being is to, when you find yourself in your head bubble, in a space of concern, anxiety, to bring your attention and drop it back in so that it is anchored in this point in the center of the pelvis. So I want to actually present you with a couple of simple ways to begin to be better at doing that. So, and you can also, as I'm describing this, consider how often you are aware of some of these things. So, we all know how important breathing is, that most of the time, most of us are not doing it very well. It's kind of shallow breathing, I think, maybe enters in around here. So a good way to begin this is to begin by taking a very deep breath and then exhaling all the air out through the mouth in a sigh. And do that a couple of times. So nice big inhale. At least 3 times, making sure that the concentration is on that full and complete exhale. The sounds, I find, help move the energy out as well. And after a few of those, you may already feel that there's something about the attention and the energy that's dropped into the pelvis, which is great. The next thing that you can do is actually, and you can do this anytime, anywhere you are, is check into your feet. Notice whether, your feet are clenched up, your toes clenched and tight. See about wiggling the toes a little bit, stretching out the soles of the feet, like even maybe stomping, depending upon, what you can do, just to, again, to drop that energy down into the body. Notice what the feet are doing. Feel the feet. And the other thing then is to move the hips a little bit. Give it a bit of a wiggle. This can be very subtle and imperceptible, but just, a little bit of a movement. Again, just to bring the energy, just to awaken this spot. And then the last thing that can be simple and helpful is even just to gently put hand on the belly, right? Just to bring the attention there. So, we're not taught this kind of thing, this kind of embodied awareness, this kind of grounding and this kind of centering. But if you do it, I think you can see how it's getting to a deeper level of solidness, of centeredness. See if, you can drop in and be, this is the trick, be aware, be present in this space. So whatever you're feeling and noticing, being in this space of the center of your pelvis while you're with another person, while you're in the world, so that, you've gone from up here to presence down in this deep, core part in the torso. Just to see what kind of difference that can make in terms of not just the conversation with somebody, but even in terms of ideas, what you end up discussing, intuition that you might pick up on. We know that expression, I feel it in my gut. This is how it happens. We feel things in our gut. We're actually attuned and listening to it. That means being present to this point in our gut. So these are a few very simple tricks that you can practice, play with. You could even do it very intentionally with someone. Practice having a bit of a conversation, just being in the head bubble of concern. And then going into the pelvis, noticing, how you show up differently, how you might even sound differently, get some feedback on what the other person is noticing, and see what happens. This is a game changer. It really is. And if you take on these few easy cues to get in there, my hope is that you can get better. I do offer some meditations as well to help link even more strongly, more concretely, so that this becomes a path that is very easy to take, so that we can catch ourselves when we're in that space of anxiety and come into groundedness and centeredness like super fast. And if you'd like, you can connect with me to check out more. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, please feel free to comment, share, subscribe. My name is Lana, and I thank you for watching.